4 days until Election Day. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are ramping up their stops in the key battleground states and calling out what they see as each other's flaws. Today, Donald Trump is visiting 3 states he would love to win. He started the day in New Hampshire, where polls have the candidates neck and neck, then to Ohio, where Mr. Trump has a slight edge. And tonight he'll head to the Keystone State, Pennsylvania, where Clinton has a slight edge. CNN's Jim Acosta is in Wilmington, Ohio, where Trump is now. Jim, this is Mr. Trump's 13th visit to the Buckeye State since the convention. What are we hearing from the Republican candidate today? What is his closing argument?
Hey, Jake, if we're in a airport hangar, we must be in the final stretch of a campaign, and Donald Trump will be here in just a few minutes here in Wilmington, Ohio. He is making that closing argument to voters. It's basically all about Hillary Clinton at this point, saying that the former Secretary of State is unfit to lead this country because of her latest email controversy, that FBI investigation into her emails. It's a message he delivered to voters earlier today in another battleground state, New Hampshire. Here's what he had to say.
She illegally destroyed federal records, including 33,000 emails, which she deleted after getting that subpoena from Congress. If she were to win, it would create an unprecedented constitutional crisis. What a mess. She's likely to be under investigation for a long time, concluding in a criminal trial, our president. America deserves a government that can go to work on day one.
And Jake, one other thing that we're hearing out on the campaign trail at just about every rally are the words "drain the swamp." It is a battle cry Donald Trump has been using every day now to say that change must come to Washington, a change to the culture of corruption in Washington that he says Hillary Clinton embodies. But we should point out earlier today there was a bit of a roadblock, you might say, in that message, in that two former allies of New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who is a top ally to the GOP nominee, heads his transition team. They were convicted of conspiring to shut down the George Washington Bridge as part of a political payback scheme to punish a mayor there in New Jersey who wasn't supporting the New Jersey governor. You'll recall during the primaries, Jake, Donald Trump said Christie knew all about this in front of supporters leading up to the New Hampshire primary. At this point, Jake, we have not heard from the Trump campaign. We've reached out to a number of advisors to find out whether or not Christie will continue on as the head of that presidential transition team for Donald Trump. We have not heard back from the campaign on that, or whether or not Christie will continue on with a scheduled stop that he's supposed to make over the weekend. He's supposed to campaign on behalf of Donald Trump this weekend. No word yet whether that changes either. Jake?
All right. Chris Christie, of course, denying that he knew anything about the plans of these 2 aides who have been found guilty today. Jim Acosta, thank you so much.